Most people think about spring cleaning as a deep clean to their floors, their blinds, the home overall, but what other areas can we spring clean? Well, with so many Americans trying to get healthy, clinical nutritionist and founder of Bonafide Provisions, Sharon Brown wants to show us how to spring clean our pantries for better health with some healthy swaps. So I love that. Everyday items that we probably already have in our home, but I like that you're going to have some healthy swaps for us. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Yeah, when we think about spring cleaning, we focus on our floors, but really spring cleaning can also be about supporting our body and trying to get healthier right before summer. And so today we're going to be talking about these swaps that most of us maybe don't even think about, that are just such easy adjustments to make to a better way to health.
I love this. I love this so much. So what should we be thinking about when spring cleaning our pantries specifically?
Yes, reading labels. And it really does come down to reading labels. And, this is really, for most of us, a new idea. We get hooked on a certain brand, or we grew up, consuming a certain kind of soup. And this is what mom used to feed us. But what we have to understand is that many of the products that we were all consuming when we were growing up, the ingredient profile has changed. And so it's so important that when you go shopping, you don't get into this automatic mode of just grabbing things. Be a label reader. And then once you do that, you can go back to just grabbing things. And so when you're approaching your pantry, you want to start thinking about reading labels. And some of the things that you're going to look for is hidden sugars, specifically things like high fructose corn syrup, things like natural flavoring, because natural flavoring, it's really just full of chemicals, most of them. Things like citric acid, which actually isn't made from citrus, and then oils, hidden oils that really don't need to be in a product. So we've brought some kind of things that maybe you have in your pantry, and then some healthy swaps to think about.
What should we be looking for then when shopping for those clean pantry items?
So a lot of us are going to be barbecuing this summer, and getting your pantry clean for spring and just in time for that. Think about things like ketchup. Many of us grew up on a certain brand of ketchup, right? But when you look at those ingredients, you don't realize that there's high fructose corn syrup in your ketchup. And the same thing goes for barbecue sauce. Read those labels on your barbecue sauce, because when you are barbecuing, you think that you're doing this really healthy job by, boneless, skinless chicken breast, and then you put barbecue sauce on it that's full of corn syrup and natural flavoring. It's defeating the purpose. So look for a really clean label. And one way that I like to think about it, even teaching children, is that it's things that you could pronounce. It's ingredients that you would find maybe in your own kitchen if you were making something homemade or on a farm.
Being healthy, though, can seem so complicated for people. So what is your suggested approach?
When I was working with folks in my nutrition practice, I would always say, we make it too complicated, right? We're biohacking this, and you have to wake up and do this, and then you have to go to, and really, if you could think more simply, the way that we did on a farm, right? If you can harvest it, if you can grow it, if you can raise it, those are kind of the things that you want to look for. The other thing that you want to do is you want to try to minimize the amount of production that goes into a product. So things like your oils, switch to oils that are an avocado oil or an olive oil versus maybe the canola oil or the seed oils. Right now, seed oils are getting a really bad rap, and for good reason. They are very, very highly processed, and we want to stay away from processed foods. So instead, choose something like an avocado oil or an olive oil when you're cooking or when you're baking. And then, when you are in the summer and kind of the spring, and all the kids are maybe getting out of school or doing a lot more sports, the Instant Pot and the Crock Pot is your friend, but oftentimes you will use a base like a cooking broth or a vegetable broth. And this is really where you're going to find some hidden funky things in some of the products. And so you want to read your labels and you want to opt for brands that have really clean ingredients. The one that we're showing today has 12 organic vegetables in it. And so you want to make sure that the things that you're kind of adding to your recipes from your pantry are not defeating the purpose of being healthy.
I love these tips and suggestions, but where can we go for more information on everything, Sharon?
Bonafideprovisions.com, and you can also find us on Instagram and TikTok.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And everyone at home, if you would like to see this interview again, just head to First Coast News Plus.